Okay.
Harsh, you are on mute.
Yeah. Good morning, Toastmasters. I welcome you all to our 422nd meeting of Bright Beginning Toastmasters Club. The mission of our club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention the three ground rules that we have in our meetings. Rule number 1, please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. Let's take 10 seconds to do that if not done already. Rule number 2, please keep yourself on mute unless you are speaking. Rule number 3, please refrain yourself from talking about sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner. We are all here for a healthy discussion. For taking the meeting further, please help me in welcoming presiding officer of today's meeting, Toastmaster Aryan. You'll be the PO, right?
Toastmaster Shanak is here. I'll hand over PO to him.
Okay. Uh,
Hello, good morning, everyone.
yeah.
Good morning.
Good
How's
morning.
the feeling after Holi?
Great.
That's great. I think everyone seems to be in a good high spirits after Holi. So am I. So with that, let's begin our meeting. My apologies, I'm having some connections problem. Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good
Like,
morning.
Good morning.
good morning,
Good
good morning.
morning.
Yeah, that sounds like a day. So Toastmasters gives you a platform where you can come and speak your heart out. Get away with the anxiety of talking in front of people, expressing your thoughts. And so does fall in our professional life, where we shy away, hiding behind people, so that someone will not come and ask us to speak in front of the people. But hang on, people. That's what we are here for. Bright Beginnings Clubs gives you a platform. They invite the orators to come and talk on this platform, to speak in front of the people. Get away with your anxieties. So I invite you for today's meeting. Let's talk as much as we can. Get away with our fear. May I know do we have the guest today?
Yes, we have an external Toastmaster. Toastmaster Rifat here.
Hey, Toastmaster Refer. Glad to have you here for today's meeting. Would you like to come and
Thank you.
introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Ifat Aslam, and I've been a member of Gurugram Professional Toastmasters Club. And it's my privilege to join your meeting today. And I really like the idea of 1 hour, 30 minutes meeting. So it's a doable thing, I believe. 2 hours seems to be so long, but I love this idea. And thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a speaker today. Back to you.
And even we are glad to have you here on this platform today. I believe you are one of the speakers today who will be talking for almost like 10 to 14 minutes, which is really commendable. With that, I hand over the stage back to our presiding, Toastmaster of the day today, Toastmaster Wade.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shonak. Now, today I'm playing the role of Toastmaster of the day, and the theme for today's meeting is ultra learning. And this theme is based on the book written by author named Scott Young, and where he lays out strategies to make the learning faster and better. So, before I talk about the what ultra learning is, what are the components, what are the principles. Let's talk about the structure of the meeting. A typical Toastmaster meeting comprises three sections. Uh, we have the prepared speeches, where speakers prepare their speeches in advance and deliver their prepared speeches. Then we have the table topics where guests and Toastmasters who have not got a chance to speak are invited on the stage to speak on a topic given instantly. Last but not the least, we have the evaluation section where everyone gets a chance to improve. So in today's meeting, Toastmaster Aryan playing the role of general evaluator. And I request Toastmaster Aryan to come over the stage and introduce his role and his team. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Aryan.
Hello, I will be evaluating the whole meeting today. It is my role to make sure that the meeting has a good flow, it begins on time, it follows the right sequence of events. And I have a tag team with me that will support me in evaluating all of the speakers, both the prepared speakers and the table topic speakers. So I have a timer, an R counter, and a grammarian with me. Unfortunately, my R counter and grammarian is sick today, so I'll be calling in a replacement. So Toastmaster Anshuman, by the way, you will be my R counter and grammarian. But in the meanwhile, I'd like to call upon my timer, Toastmaster Jagat, to give a brief of his role. Hello, Toastmaster Jagat. Okay, Toastmaster Jagat might have been having some technical issues, so I will explain his role to you. The prepared speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes, and the table topic speeches will be 1 to 2 minutes. And at the timer will show different cards throughout the speech to signal you what time it is. At 5 minutes, he will show you the green card. At 6 minutes, the yellow card, and at 7 minutes, the red card. This is for prepared speeches. And for table topics, green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and red card at 2 minutes. You will have 30 seconds of grace period for both. 7 minutes and 30 seconds before you get disqualified in prepared speeches, and 2 minutes and 30 seconds before you get disqualified in table topics. And we also have a speaker today who will be giving a speech for 12 to 15 minutes. So timer note, the green, yellow, and red cards will show at 12 minutes, 13.5 minutes, and 15 minutes. Okay, now on to, yes. Toastmaster Jagat, are you saying something?
Yeah, thank you so much. Some technical issue was there, and for explaining the timer role and responsibility. I hope that it is clear to all. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aryan.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Jagat, for being here today. Always lovely to have you. And now I'll go on and introduce my grammarian and accounter, which is Toastmaster Anshuman. Okay, I think Toastmaster Anshuman is also having some issues. He's messaging me. So I guess I'll be your accounter and grammarian for the day as well. The accounter's role, I'll explain now. The accounter basically makes sure that you don't have many ums, ahs, and fillers in your speech. So I'll be logging how many ums, ahs, likes, are there in your speech. And the grammarian uses, yes, Toastmaster Zanak.
Toastmaster Aryan, I'm having some flickering problem on my laptop. Let me just restart and reconnect back.
Sure, no issues.
Yeah.
Okay, and for grammarian, I will basically be logging all the usage of grammar throughout the meeting and good usages that could have been better, any mistakes that could be fixed in the next iteration. And that is it for the accounter and the grammarian. Back to you, TNOD.
Word of the day, Aryan.
Okay, again, we're having a special, and I would like to open it to the crowd for you to suggest me a word of the day. Toastmaster Man, any suggestions?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aryan. No, I don't have a suggestion for the day, but I think we can use the word festivity. Okay, so let's try and use the word festivity. It means um, participating in festivals and being in high spirits or without alcohol.
The word of the day is festivity, and the meaning was just explained by our ex-president Toastmaster Mike. Okay, back to you, DMOD.
Thanks, genuine value for explaining your role and introducing your team. And now it's time to get started with the theme. And this theme will offer insight how you can organize and execute a plan for learning anything deeply and quickly. Whether the goal is to be fluent in language or equivalent of a college degree in a fraction of time, or master multiple skills to build a product or business from ground up. The principles of ultra learning will guide you to success. Scott Young, the author of the book, had completed a 4-year MIT course in 6 months and passing the exams for all the semesters. He shares his insights on how did he do it. And he gave an example of Benny Lewis. Benny Lewis is someone who is famous for learning any new language, and he mastered like 42 plus language and who hopped from tourist visa to another tourist visa from country to country. And Benny Lewis has a 3-month challenge to learn any new language. He says start speaking the very first day. And another person, Roger Craig, who won the Jeopardy game. Jeopardy game is requires enormous knowledge, and how did he learn that massive amount of knowledge, all based on these principles? And there are 9 principles of ultra learning. Today we will talk about 3 principles of ultra learning. The first one is meta learning. And can anyone explain like what the meta learning is and maybe rough idea about anyone? Yeah, Toastmaster.
I have heard of the book Ultra Learning as well. I've read some other ones that are similar. I'm Stephen Kotler, if you know The Art of Impossible, and some similar books also. Meta learning, I don't completely know the exact concept, but meta basically means higher order. So it means understanding learning and then using that in the specific situation. You'll be able to explain it better, but basically it means if you understand how you learn, then you can learn any specific concept, I think.
Yeah, I think like Toastmaster, you are very close to the real meaning. I think so. Let me say that meta learning. It's about like learning how to learn the subject or skill you want to. Like it's learning behind the learning. Whenever we want to uh, learn, let's say any skill, then we want to learn about like the multiple facets around it. We learn like we do a good research and we leverage your past competencies to learn new skills easily. So let me give you an example of another person that is named Dan Everett. And Dan Everett stands in the front of packed auditorium. Then a lady enters the scene. Everett goes up to her and says something in language she doesn't understand. She is confused and reply hesitantly is something like "Kuti pav ka jalao." Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm able to pronounce that clearly. And he repeats what he said. And after 2, 3 attempts, he gets it right. And then what he does, he goes up to the board and writes the phrase and writes the meaning greeting. And he continues this demonstration by picking up objects, performing actions, listening to the women's response, and records on the blackboard. Within half an hour, there were 2 blackboards full of words, nouns, verbs, etc. And learning dozens of words and phrases and nouns. It's a good start for first 30 minutes, right? Right. And you start speaking a new language from scratch without a teacher or translation or even without knowing what the language he is learning. And that's where the first principle comes, the meta learning. And in Everett's case, we see enormous meta learning beneath the surface. And so what can we notice from the story? Well, Everett asked the audience after the brief demonstration. It says like it seems as some SVO language, and he continues that doesn't appear to be plural marking on the nouns. So what's he doing? He is trying to understand the words that he has written. He trying to observe the patterns, and he trying to draw a map behind in his mind that what else he's connecting with the existing knowledge. So how does he draw the map? So it depends on like what is your why you are learning a new thing. So the first question to answer is why are you learning? And there can be like other motivations as well, but it can be divided broadly into categories. One is instrumental, and instrumental projects are those when you are learning with the purpose of achieving a result. For example, switch a job. And intrinsic projects are those you are pursuing for your own sake. For example, learning a language. And uh, and whenever you are in this phase, meta learning phase, you can ask your question: what are the like when you try to learn this skill, try to ask questions that what are the typical methods people employ to learn this skill or any new thing successfully. Ask the question, search the experts, how they are learning it, what are the challenges they face. Yes, and another is like you dedicate your 10% of the time whenever, let's say, you gave yourself, let's say, uh, swimming or any new language, allocate like some percentage of time to learn about that thing, learn like what are the research about it, like how the experts get better in that, how to become experts in those areas. And if you have those questions, and if you try to answer those questions, you will have a few directions where you can take. Now it's time for prepared speeches section, and let's now begin the first section, the prepared speeches. And the prepared speech that I already told you, this section helps the Toastmaster member prepare the speech in advance, practice and present to other members. And this section challenges the speaker to prepare a great content, practice delivery, and be the best version of their public speaking themselves. Our first speaker, uh, is Toastmaster Ifat, who has selected the path presentation mastery, and the level projects is the L4P1, managing a difficult audience. And before we listen to the speech, please help me invite the evaluator for the speaker, uh, Toastmaster Shona. Over to you. Present your objective of the speech to the audience. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ved. So today, the to be Toastmaster Ifat is going to present. She's going to deliver L1P1 ice breaking speech. Sorry, managing L4P1, managing a difficult audience. The project title, and the title of the speech is a secret behind circular marks. A secret behind circular marks. To be Toastmaster Ifat.
Just one point of order. The project is managing a difficult audience, that you said correctly. So we have to trouble Toastmasters effort during her speech. We have to interrupt. We have to heckle her. Have as much fun as you want. This is a very fun project. And I'll give it back to the TMOD. You can hand over the stage to TMFF.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Aaron, for giving context about the speech as well. And I encourage the folks to do those activities that Toastmaster Aaron has mentioned, because that's the purpose and those are the objective of this speech. And now inviting Toastmaster for a secret behind circular mass. A secret behind circular mass, Toastmaster for. Over to you.
How are you doing today? Are you suffering from blood pressure, diabetes, joint pain, or any other ailments? If so, then you are likely taking some sort of medication. Did you know that besides allopathic, Unani, and Ayurveda, there is also ping therapy? Good evening, dear Toastmasters and distinguished guests. If you are unfamiliar with cupping therapy, allow me to introduce it to you. I have a first-hand experience with this with the cupping therapy. I'm a physician turned uh, educator and cupping therapist. I possess first-hand experience with the myriad benefits this therapy can provide. To understand it better, let's have a demo first. I will be giving a demo of cupping therapy on my palm, although this is not a site for cupping, but just for the ease of demonstration. We need different sizes of disposable cups. You can see these are the different sizes of cups. I will be using the smallest one. This is a suction pump. With the help of this suction pump, you have to put the cup on the designated area. Like this, I'm putting it on my palm and now I'm creating a negative pressure inside the cup. You can see skin and other underlying structures are pulled into it. This is the negative pressure created into it. Let's keep the cup in this position for about 2 to 3 minutes. After that, remove the cup. With the help of fine surgical blade, give superficial incisions or scratches in that area. Then simply reapply the cup.
Toastmaster, if
Reapply the cup.
a cup is for drinking water.
Yeah, the name is cup, though this is not for the drinking purpose. Yeah, it drink blood. So put the cup again in the designated area for about 1 minute or so to allow blood letting. After 1 minute, remove the cup, clean the area, and that's it.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, a little bit. If somebody pinches you too hard, that definitely hurts you, right? So it hurts a little bit, but it's tolerable. It's not that difficult. So after this procedure, there will be a discoloration on the cupped region, but that subsides within a week or 10 days. So this is the procedure. And people from all walks of life are increasingly embracing this powerful therapy because of its overall health benefits and their uh, uh, professional lives. I can give so many examples of celebrities, sports persons, even common men. They are using it. A few notable examples are Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, our own Virat Kohli, Lady Gaga, Jennifer Aniston, and list goes on. Cupping therapy has numerous health benefits, but I would like to share with you 3 out of those. The first benefit is it increases blood flow. And as we all know, good blood flow is optimal for organ function and overall bodily health. The second benefit is it stimulates our immune system. Our body has an immense capability of healing, and but over time it diminishes. Cupping therapy allows to uh, uh, stimulate immune system, which is because if we don't have a good immune system, we are prone to have diseases. So when our immune system is stimulated, it assists us combating diseases.
How is it
Third,
helping our immune system? Like it's
yes, very good
external.
question. Very, very good question. what happens when we give scratches. As I have already said, we have a immense capability of healing our body by ourselves. When we were a kid, we used to walk a lot, we used to run a lot, and what happened in that process? Sometime we fall, and what happens? We got bruises sometime, but all those bruises, we don't need to do anything. It healed, our body healed it by its own. So that is the stimulation to our immune system, that it tries to help us um, heal our body by itself. So
So this
but
must
over time,
if you are cupping in
yes.
your hand, it should only strengthen your immune system on your hand, right? Not the rest of your body.
No, I just gave a demo on my palm, although this is not a site for the cupping. Usually the cupping points are on the back, on the legs, hands, on face, on your head as well, but not, this is not the site for the cupping.
I
As
have
I
an
already
infant that
said,
is this big with a very small hand. Do you have smaller cups for the infant hand?
yeah, no, it is not advisable to give therapy to the infants. It is for, I recommend to give the therapy, 10 years or more.
Is it a
So
proactive therapy or reactive therapy?
it's a holistic treatment of the body. And yes, and you were talking about the cups. So cups are, this is the biggest one, size in the biggest cup, and which cup, and the cup which I demonstrated is the smallest one. So according to the area of cupping, you can put the cups accordingly. And the
What are
third
some
benefit,
areas you shouldn't put a cup on?
pardon?
What are some areas you shouldn't put a cup on?
Okay, bony areas, or on eyes, or yeah, mostly on the bony areas. We should avoid this. It is not recommended on that. Otherwise, where are we have a peripheral nerves, we have to avoid all those points. Like doctors see the pulse and this point, we should avoid it. But if it's necessary and you have a overall body knowledge of anatomy and physiology, and you are a doctor yourself, so you can skip that area, and the nearby areas can be given in season 2.
Can you use
And
cupping
let
with
me
hair too? Can I hold my hair and cupping here? Is it
no
possible?
Yeah, we required a suction machine for that, because creating a pressure on your hair is hard nut to crack. So we have a suction machine. With the help of that, cup can be placed on head with your hair.
How
Before,
strong
uh,
is the suction machine?
hmm?
Is it like a vacuum machine?
Yes,
Okay.
it's
Will it
not
pull
like a
all of my
vacuum.
hair out by any chance?
Hmm?
Will it pull all of my hair out by any chance? Or are they safe?
Don't don't
I think it
No,
don't
will.
no.
I
don't,
think it
don't try
will.
on your hair. So
On It is recommended. It is recommended to shave your head, but now with the help of suction machine, it can be done easily, and I do that. I have a suction machine, so I can do that.
Shaving your head with the suction machine.
No, shave your go to the barber, shave your head, and then take the session.
Okay.
if
Can I
you
shave it
if
myself also?
Pardon?
yes,
Can I shave it myself also?
Yeah, you can do it. We need a shaved hair, head. Whoever do it, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
but if you'll try
So
without doing that, then you will suck your hair as well.
Yes, it might go into the vacuum machine.
yeah, but it will be a small part. Our hair is too bony. There are less muscles. Mostly it's skin. So we need to give it with a smaller cups. So that need to cover only a small areas of your head, not the whole area. The bigger cups are applied usually on a muscular areas, like on back, or on your shoulders
Isn't
somewhere.
the
Yeah,
back too bony to use cupping?
I'm not getting what is that?
Isn't your back too bony to use cupping?
Yeah, on the back it can be used. If the back is too, but still you have muscles there. It's not that bony that somebody is having a malnourished. If the person is malnourished, there is no point giving this therapy, because there are some contraindication of this therapy where we need not to give this. We need to take care of this.
Yeah. In the back, I saw something similar in the movie Karate Kid, but they used fire for that. Can we use fire?
Yeah, people use fire, but if we can create a pressure without fire, so that's a more I think better way to create a pressure, because they give you know use fire to create negative pressure, which I have already
Okay.
given with the help of this pump. Because there, if you give pressure negative pressure with fire, there's a chance that area can burn. So with this suction pump, we can avoid that.
Have you
Okay.
seen the Chinese therapy where they use these long needles that go into your muscles? Is cupping therapy like that?
No, it's not that. Cupping
Okay.
therapy is not that. Yeah,
That's acupressure therapy.
Okay.
yeah, that's acupressure. That is belong to China. China people usually do it.
Which one is better?
Yeah, I don't have much idea about that therapy, but I have experience of this therapy. I have been doing it for last 12 years or so. So I can say lots of things about this one, not about that one.
Acupressure is better, I guess. I have heard a lot of stories. So
It
I'll
looks.
Okay.
go with that, yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
it
done it,
depends.
Harsh?
Yeah, it depends. Whatever therapy you want to take, and you have trust on. Like there are so many allopathic doctors, but we don't go to each and every one. We all have our one orthopedician or cardiologist or whatever. Yeah. So the third benefit is it it is a great detoxifier. It removes toxins from the body. We acquire toxins from the impurities of air, food, and water. And this by this process, we can eliminate the toxins from the body, which can be detrimental to our health. So these are the three main benefits of cupping therapy. There are a few stories I would like to share with you of my own patients. One of my patients, she was in her mid 20s. She came to me, she was having acne from her face to her legs. And she had tried lots of therapies, but she couldn't get the desired results. So I advise her to take 3 sessions at 1 month of interval. And after three sessions, she was almost cured. I didn't stop any of her medication which she was taking during the time of cupping therapy. And I advised her to take, you know,
Toastmasters,
cupping therapy.
what are the disadvantages of cupping therapy?
Yeah, disadvantages of cupping therapy. If you take it with a person who merely knows how to put the cup and make incisions. So if you want to take cupping therapy, you have to go to the professional health professionals to take this therapy. Otherwise, it will.
So
Sorry, I couldn't.
normally during cupping therapy, the chances are of decolorization and those scratchiness or some marks on the skin. These are some of the drawbacks which come along with the cupping therapy. The whole idea of cupping therapy. So sorry, Toastmaster, if just clarifying some of the Aryan's doubt. So cupping therapy is primarily for the people who have the stiffness, or normally our blood also carries impurities along with us. So it sucks that blood, give a bit of a oxidation, and then make the blood flow easy.
So Toastmaster, if it will also change the color of my skin.
Yes, just for a week or a 10 days, and after that it will be the normal color skin.
Not to be
So-
racist, but can I go from white to black or black to white with cupping therapy?
Quite
No,
possible.
Yeah, same
just for the
question.
cup
Can I be
dip,
fairer?
the discoloration will be on the cupped area for a few days, and after that you will be having your normal skin.
So
It won't
Toastmaster, if
continue for.
so, to be Toastmaster, if imagine Aaron being fair and lovely on one side and dark and handsome on the other side.
So if it will be prominent if he is going to take cuppings on his face. Otherwise, if he take it on his back, on his arms or legs, it's not going to affect him much.
You're not
I know he's a fair
understanding
and
the
lovely
thought.
boy.
He's a young chap. He want to show. I mean, on back, who is going to see unless he's taking his shirts off?
So can I be like Pikachu and have 2 circles here, 2 red circles?
Yes, sure. And
That's
and there is a cupping therapy. I just gave a demo of one type of cupping therapy that is called a wet cupping. There is also a just dry cupping. In the dry cupping, you need to just put the cups, no need to make incisions. So that's how you can have just discoloration of skin without having any kind of incision marks or any kind of irritation, like Toastmaster Shonik has just said. So it depends what kind of cupping therapy you are going to take. Are you going to take wet cupping therapy or dry cupping therapy? Actually, there are different kinds of cupping therapy, but I try to highlight only one because it's a very vast topic. So I keep it to the just wet cupping therapy.
So
Okay,
you
I would
talked
like to.
about disadvantages more. So who certifies this? That who is a well certified cupping therapist? And doesn't the disadvantages or the pros are actually much more than actually having any tangible benefit? That's what the point is. It's risk. So how do you kind of tackle it? Who is the certified authority? Do we have any kind of a testimonial? What kind of medical research which is done to prove this? So is this therapy a authentic therapy or it's more like a alternative approach? If you can share some details.
Yeah, great question. So this therapy is, research has been going on in it, and also in Australia, China, and different parts of the world, they are doing the research. But because of the paucity, it has not been done as it should have been. So their research is going on. And what was the next part of the question?
Risk of getting it done by an unprepared practitioner. So who is the one who actually certifies this? So and I mean,
Yeah.
how as a patient, what are the pros and cons we should keep in mind while taking it from any practitioner?
Yeah,
Isn't it
I
the risk is
appreciate.
more actually than the benefit?
Yeah, I really appreciate your concern. So whoever is the doctor can do that because they have a sound knowledge of human body, and they know what is the not only the anatomy and physiology but also the pathology. So when you know the pathology, you can understand what are the areas to be cut and how much blood to be extracted and when it should not be extracted. When you are taking this from the doctors, so it's all safe. Like you go to the doctors when you are having any kind of problem in your body. You don't go to any mechanic or an engineer. So we all know that where to go. And yes, and that's I have already mentioned that you just not to go to an individual who barely know how to put the cups and make an incision. You need to go to the doctors or people who are associated with medical um, medicines has to give this therapy. Also, this therapy has to be taken as a complement with other therapies, not as an alternative to other therapies. As I have already said, when I was treating my patient who was having acne, I did not discontinue her treatment whatsoever she was taking. I gave cupping therapies along with that. Also, I had one of my patient. She was having a lower back pain and severe knee joint pains. She was on high doses of analgesics, and she was getting, a few hour relief after that only. She was
Master,
advised to.
so if there is joint pain, do you do cupping on the joint? Isn't
Yes,
the joint too
yeah,
bony?
yeah. You're not specifically on the bony parts of that, but the areas around it. So the
Okay.
purpose is, yeah, to
Point of order.
detoxify that area, so that area, if you put the cups around that area, purpose solved.
Got it. Also, point of order, there is a little bit of confusion in timing. We are in 13 plus 6 minutes right now, 19 minutes.
So, when I gave the, cupping sessions
How
to her,
many sessions to heal acne? That's
it
sounds
depends.
interesting to me.
Yeah, very interesting question. It varies from patient to patient,
Mm-hmm.
and how much extensity of that particular disease that person is having. So it depends on, we have to see the patient, and then we decide how many sessions to be given, how much should be the interval between the sessions, and when it is healed. So to continue those desired results, how much sessions to be given in a year to
So I
have the.
have like low to medium range of acne in terms of
Okay.
intensity. How many sessions will it take?
So is the acne just on the face, or other parts of the body as well?
On the face, on the
How
face.
many pimples
On the
per
face
square feet?
only.
How many
Okay, on the
pimples
face
per
for
square
how long?
So earlier during my teenage years, I had a lot of them, but now it's more like marks left on my face.
Okay, so cupping does not treat the marks of acne, but it will treat the acnes, right?
See, if I have active acne, then it will treat them, but no solution for
Yes.
marks.
Yes, and
Oh
there
damn.
for the acne is not only, cupping should be given on the face, but on the other marks like shoulders, back side of the head. There are certain areas has to be covered
Oh.
for that.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ifat. We're at 19
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
Great work. All right. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you for this wonderful speech. And let's move to the another speech that we have. And this speech is icebreaker speech. Toastmaster Prague is attempting his level 1 icebreaker. And as a customary sign, after this speech, let's show the sign of confidence by standing up. And people who are like, mostly we are online, just give this gesture. And now, the evaluator for this speech, who is the evaluator? Okay, Toastmaster Harsh is the evaluator. I invite Toastmaster Harsh to present the speech object. Over to you, Toastmaster Harsh.
Yes, TMOD. So Aryan will be doing the evaluation. My phone is about to die, so I have asked him to do that.
All
Okay.
right. Great.
Thank you.
So, Toastmaster Parag is our newest club joinee, and a round of applause for our new club member. Great. So Toastmaster Parag is giving his icebreaker speech, his first speech, to introduce himself to the club and give us a basic rundown of who he is. Welcoming him to the club. Welcome, Toastmaster Parag, and back to you, TMOD.
Okay. Toastmaster Prague, over to you for your speech.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate this opportunity. Which just after this heckling speech, I think I'll be going pretty soft. So as Aryan mentioned, I joined last Saturday, and today the objective of this particular speech is why exactly I joined Toastmaster. I'll give you my quick introductions and what exactly I'm looking forward from it. So I'll try to cover these aspects in this session. So a very quick background about myself. So I'm Parag. I am working in data analytics and data science work. And over last few years, what I've realized is presentation, communication skills actually play a larger role in individuals' career development, as well as can be actually a roadblocker in a lot of cases. I have seen many folks who are excellent in their work, but are not able to present or communicate it better, and vice versa. There are many folks who can just articulate the thoughts well, and then they kind of grow it out. So that's my objective actually of joining the Toastmaster community to improve the presentation, storytelling, and presentation skills. What I have been doing so far, or what I believe is helpful in giving any speeches or any presentations, or in general on any of your calls, or any way of verbal, non-verbal communication. So first thing is preparation. I unfortunately today I'm not at all prepared for this speech, but I feel that is the most important part of giving any presentation or speech. It includes a lot of points, just like first is knowing your audience. So for example, in this particular community, everyone is looking mostly on the presentation skills in terms of communication skills. So if in my this 5 minute short speech, if I'm going to cover a few topics related to it, then I would be able to keep everyone's attention. If not, then I'm diluting it into different direction. So knowing the audience, what trying to actually understand what they are looking for from this, and keeping their attention span continuously, and telling them something new which they don't know, so that they learn something. I think this is an important aspect to be included. So it can be by throwing certain numbers, facts to get the attention at the start. In the interim, if it is a long duration presentation, then maybe asking for questions, having any type of a polls, survey. Secondly, it is related to the stats which we typically give, so to kind of back it up. And as the normal conventional wisdom goes to the presentation, it is mostly non-verbal, which is more important than the verbal part. So this is where some of the interesting facts. For example, I got to know that what you prepare is some part of it, but non-verbal parts come into picture and have a much higher impact there. Secondly, is related to the non-verbal, as I'm talking about. So it includes your body language. It can be different if it is in person, or if it is like on the Zoom call, team call, or in a webinar. So these two things do differentiate between that. Other things which I believe helps anyone in presenting better is kind of writing it down. So you should be crystal clear on the messages which you want to give in the presentation. So that do plays a important role there. And practicing it out more. So audio recording as well as video recording too helps at times. So this is what I have learned in past, that it is usually helpful to have a recorded speech in past. Try to understand where exactly your voice modulation is going. Are you able to do it in timeout? Just like for example, in this one, if it is 5 minutes to 7 minutes, you need to have the right pauses at the right given point of time, and the time check. And then there are few things which do helps in giving a stronger or impactful speech, is having a good start. So just like I talked about, starting with a good story, starting with a fact, starting with a quote, numbers. So these things typically gets the audience attention. Then quickly, once you have their attention, laying down that what would be covered it. Repeating a lot of things is important. So the key messages, so if let's say in a given speech, there should not be more than two or three messages which you want to land with. And those needs to be repeated at the start, in the middle, and at the end. So it's a very important to thing to do. What I've also observed things works with certain folks is having some pre-speech rituals. So like Tony Robbins has a very specific skills set of things which he does, jump around and do things. Similar things do applies to a lot of other public speakers. Body language, they kind of stand in a Superman pose or do some kind of a jumping jack, deep breathing. These things do help when you are addressing to a larger audience. And then there is a equally important thing, which is ending rituals. So after you wind out, just do an introspection, how it went. Try to get a feedback from some non-verbal folks. Just like here in this community, there will be folks who will be noting down how many times people are using fillers, how it is going on. So getting a constructive feedback and then working and improving on that. So I think those two or three are the most important closing down rituals. So that's my current set of learning related to presentation storytelling. Now coming to the last part, which is why exactly I kind of joined it out. So I want to first learn all the nitty-gritties which are there in the Toastmaster community. What is this P1, L1? I don't know. What is L1, L2, L3, L7 speeches? So understanding that part. Secondly, I want to meet the folks who have given TED Talk, and this is one of my this year's goal to give a TED Talk and understand. I don't know anything about it, so understanding all the admin related stuff, that how to go about it, where exactly it happens, how much time it typically take, how to choose a topic, how to practice. Those are some of the things which I wanted to learn, and I see this timer coming up. So I think that is all I wanted to talk about this speech. So thank you everyone for including me, and also last not least to meet many like-minded folks and network.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you everyone for giving the opportunity.
Please take a minute to give feedback to Toastmaster Parag.
I missed using word festivity. I was just thinking about it to be added somewhere, but somehow I missed it out and got slightly distracted in the middle. So
Okay, guys. Thanks, Toastmaster Parag, for this wonderful speech. It's good to know that the data science folks are feeling like there are coming more people from data science to this club. So great, super. Now moving to the next principle, and uh, that is the focus. We talked about meta learning and the focus. And before I talk about the focus and the things, I want to just lay out one point that these are the principles which most of the people know already. But what happens is that we don't resurface them and we don't look in a different way, then it's keep like we lose the track of those principles. So coming back to this principle focus, uh, in the today's world, the focus has become like very important things. We pick up the phone and we keep looking at the screen, keep scrolling the reels, and that is and that made the focus insanely hard. The research has been going on that people say that only anyone can focus for only for 6 seconds or something like that. If your ad or if anything, if you want to capture the attention, this is the attention span, and you should maximize for that. But when we talk about focus, it's very important to learn anything new, and there have been people who have done that. And when we talk about the focus, there are three elements to it. First is failing to starting focus. Second is that you are facing difficulty in sustaining the focus, and third is that creating the right kind of focus. And whenever we try to learn anything, and the focus questions that we can ask is that, am I focused when I spend time learning, or am I multitasking and distracted? Am I skipping learning sessions or procrastinating? when I start a session, how long does it take before I'm in a good flow? And how long I can sustain the focus before my mind starts to wander? How sharp is my attention? Should it be more concentrated for intensity or more diffuse for creativity? So these kinds of questions, when you ask, then you become more aware about your focus, and you try to cultivate the focus. And before I talk about now that we have discussed how to get started on learning hard things, and let's move to the right way of learning them. And the next principle is the first to explain the type of things that we should do while learning, and more importantly, what you should avoid. And before I talk about that, now let's move to the fun session for every Toastmaster meeting that we crave for, and that is the table topic section. And now to take the session forward, uh, uh, I would like to invite Toastmaster Rajiv. Over to you, Toastmaster Rajiv.
You're on mute.
Toastmaster Aaron, can you focus on or disable the pin for the Toastmaster?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ved. So it's really good to know about different topics here. First, Toastmaster Ved introduced with the meta learning. Then we come across cupping therapy. Then we had an introduction from Toastmaster or Parag. Now we move to the next session, which is very interesting, where I'll give a topic to each speaker, and the speaker has to speak for from 1 minute to 2 minute 30 seconds. I hope you all are aware with the timing cards. So I'll start with my first question. Anyone volunteer for that?
I think let's give a chance to everybody. So we'll begin with, I guess, Toastmaster Jagat. Would you like to take a table topic?
Toastmaster Jagat, you need to
Voice is not clear.
You need to change your headphones. It's high time.
This is happening in this Zoom in your meeting room.
You have utilized your headphones so much that they are asking for a break now.
Yeah, this is a new language that we can leverage all the principles that we have discussed.
So Toastmaster Jagat, you can join from another device. Meanwhile, I think Toastmaster Rajiv, you can give a table topic to somebody else.
Okay. So, okay, I'll start with Toastmaster Shonak. So, since Toastmaster, we talk about meta learning. So, which skill would you like to learn with the help of meta learning?
Focus. And that's something I've been practicing, as Toastmaster Ved said, that the initial focus area is just for the 6 seconds. And believe me, those 6 seconds are difficult. I'm trying hard, where I can focus a lot into one area. We've been talking a lot about multitasking, and that's one of the factors we are not able to focus, because then your focus spreads across multiple things. The one thing I would like to add, pick one thing at a time. Because if you try to do multitasking, you won't be able to succeed in any of the areas. You may be jack of all, but you may not be master of none. And that's what we have been trained so far. In fact, our resumes also ask that, where the companies are looking for multiple things, not one single thing. And believe me, that's the reason we are not masters in any of the skills. Pick up anything. We are not masters. We know a bit of it, because we have been trained to learn a bit of everything, but not to be mastered in anything. And that's something I've been practicing. And believe me, meditation helps a lot in that. meditation lays a foundation where your entire focus is confined across one point. So I don't know how many of you have gone into that thing or try to learn about a meditation. It tells you to pick one thing where you put your entire focus, be it your mid of your brain or anything. And that's the whole point where it tells you to put your complete concentration on focus on one point rather than spread it across. And if you'll practice it, that will really help you to build your competence in any of the thing, be it Toastmasters, be it into the presentation, be it into your work, or while dealing with your angers and so on. So that's what my takeaway. That's what I've been practicing, and that's why what I ask everyone to practice the way they want. Don't necessarily follow my ideology or the way I do it, but you can find your own ways to do it that can help you, that can build up your focus. With that, I hand it over back to our table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shonak. So who will volunteer for the next one?
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are. So Toastmaster Jagat. So
Yeah.
throughout our life, we learn a lot of lessons. Sometimes it's the moments are happy, the moments are sad. Uh, so what's your recent experience that taught you a valuable lesson?
Valuable lesson from life journey when we are facing ups and downs in life. Trust me, my dear friends, I am realizing this thing since last 3 years only. And before that, I was struggling with happiness, with sorrow, with jealousy, with anger, all the negative and positive emotion. I was literally struggling that time. But since last 2 3 years, I practicing yoga and meditation. Not much, but I am realizing that these emotions are just challenges which we have to face every day. And if you will talk about that, what I learned from my any negative emotion and the positive emotion. So yes, I am learning every day because I am treating that every day is like a new birth, and every birth we have to learn something. And when we born, that time we were blank like a slate, plain board. And who taught us few things? How to walk, how to learn, how to eat? Our mother, our parents. Few things I learned from our own, like jealousy, anger, right? So few things we learn from our own, and a few things we learn from our parents. And this is the journey we are right now following up, and we are understanding. But when we start realizing that what is our emotion? Am I satisfied? Am I anxious? Am I happy? Am I uh, angry? That time we start making some balance in our life, and in every second, in every moment, having some has some learning. So try to figure out, try to open your subconscious eyes and try to figure out these things. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Great. Okay, so who will be the next volunteer for the next topic?
Don't ask, just give, because
Okay.
everyone has to speak.
Okay, fine. So I'll go for Toastmaster Ved. So
Yeah.
since in this festivity week we had Holi, so the same question related with the Holi. What are some of the most memorable Holi experiences you have had?
Okay. So what are the memorable experience that I have?
Yes, related with the Holi.
Okay, related with Holi. Okay.
Yes.
The related with this festivity, the memorable experience that I have, I remember few of the experiences, and it goes back to when I studied in a boarding school where we used to stay within the hostel, and so every year the during the Holi and before the like the night before the Holi, what used to happen is that the people who had slept early and around like midnight 12 a.m., what we all used to do is that we pick the students for like from the bed, and we used to throw them in the water filled in like a big wash basin that we used to have, that we put into that, and just night before there is a lot of chaos used to happen. And one incident that I remember is that around midnight, and we did like lots of this chaos, and it may like disturb the house warden and the other like the teachers in the vicinity. And then they just stormed into our house, and house is just like we kind of used to have a like dormitories, and within one house there were two dormitories, and within one dormitory there were like 24 beds used to happen. And then like all the teachers stormed into the house, and just we got the idea, then we just switched off all the lights and just slept like we were sleeping like with the clothes full of water as well. And then the teachers like used to they came to the house, and then they used to wake up like people, and they were just trying to done they were trying to sleep people, like yeah, trying to sleep, and like uh, so they were not waking up. And after some time when they left, all of us like woken up, and the next day like there were some things happening, but this was the funny memory that I remember during the holiday. Now uh, back to the Toastmaster, Rajiv.
Nice, nice one. Okay, I will pick.
I don't see the timer cards being displayed for table topics. Is
Uh,
this only for me?
Toastmaster Jagat, you'll have to hold the screen for a little bit longer. It's taking a little bit to load.
It was longer at the moment of the red card.
Yeah.
I started from the 2 minute, and I ended 2 minute 24 second. So might be Shonik, you have to shuffle your display. I believe that everyone uh, can confirm that
Like I could
Rajiv
see the
and
red card, but the cards before that are not displaying. They're not loading. You'll have to hold it for 10 seconds.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Back to you, Toastmaster Rajiv.
Okay, thank you. So, is Toastmaster Harsh available?
Yes, I'm here, but I might be able to give the speech, but my phone might die as well. So yeah, you can give me a topic.
Okay, so what's something you are passionate about and why?
uh, Something that I'm passionate about and why. It's a very intriguing question that I've been asking myself for a very long time. At different stages of my life, I have had different things that I've been passionate about. Uh, During my school time, I was passionate about being an astrophysicist, an astronaut, uh, mostly inspired by watching TV shows and a show called Cosmos. Then, after giving my boards exam, I was passionate. I was really passionate about uh, getting into an IIT, and for 2 years, I was just focused on studying. So, post that, uh, I will never study again, and I was passionate about watching TV shows and uh, binge watched every movie and show that was out there. Uh, currently, the thing that I'm passionate about is being physically fit. And for that, I've been consistently going to the gym for the last 2.5 months. There have been days where I just go walk on the treadmill, listen to the music, and come back.
I believe the phone turned off. Okay, we'll have our last table topic. I think back to you, Toastmaster Rajiv.
Okay. So let me see. We have not. Hmm. Okay, I'll ask Toastmaster Aryan.
Sure.
So if you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it for good?
If I could have any superpower, how would I use it? And what would it be? So I'll tell you a story. A few months back, I was trying to go to the office. My office is in Delhi and I am in Gurgaon. So it takes me an hour and a half to reach the office. I go by metro and it is always incredibly time taking. I'm running at the metro station trying to reach just in time. It's a habit of mine that I leave at literally the last moment because then I can run at the metro station and get some cardio in, right? Pros and it's a trade-off, but I get some cardio, I get to run. People judge me at the metro station, but I'm fine with it. But my commute is always very hectic. It's very hectic. I'm running through the metro stations, running past people while they're going past me in every direction. But if I had a superpower, my superpower would be to close my eyes and suddenly be at the office. I could wake up at 9:59 and then be at the office at 10 o'clock. I could be anywhere at any time. And it could also be a paid gig. I hold Toastmaster Rajiv. I go to his office, I drop him, and I come back. And I get to be paid for it. Teleporting suddenly exists. Suddenly, the world is a better place. Delhi traffic is no longer an issue, and cars are no longer needed. No more climate change, no more pollution. Everything is great. And the hectic commute is over. No more rush at the metro station. We don't need metros, we don't need cars, because Toastmaster Aryan is here to teleport you to your office. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Very interesting. So it was the last question, I think. So now over to you, Toastmaster of the day. It was
Toastmaster Ved.
Ved. Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv. And now it's time for the next principle. We talked about meta learning, focus, and third principle that I want to talk about is that directness. Whenever we try to learn anything, there should be direct connection uh, to the context or in the environment that where you want to use your skill. So directness refers to that you create the environment where you are learning that is very similar to the environment where you will be using. So for example, whenever we try to learn a new language, the first thing is that you should try to speak directly uh, because that's where you will be that's where you will be using your language to speak. When you start speaking the language right away, then you learn about lots of different things. To give an example, that we all have learned uh, our like mother tongue, we didn't worry about the verbs and the grammar at all. Like we looked around us and then uh, we kept on learning. And that's how like you can design your skill in a way that way. And whenever, let's say, we are aiming for a job, and we can try to find out in which environment you will be doing like that kind of job. Or like, for example, if I work, if I try to aim for a data science job, and then I try to learn about like in the day-to-day environment, what kind of work the data scientist does. And then you can figure out like, then you mimic those kind of experience in some kind of project-based learning. And then uh, you focus on that. So that's a like, you have to minimize the transfer of knowledge from the kind of environment you are learning to the kind of environment you are aiming for. and that's where you can maximize your learning. And another thing is that you can try to have immersive kind of learning. For example, when you are trying to learn a language, maybe like move to a place where this language is spoken. Another thing that we can do is that overkill approach. In the overkill approach is that you raise the challenge, the bar of challenge, so that this type of skill required is wholly contained within the skill required to ace that challenge. So these are the few things that we all can do if we try to increase our learning faster. So the question that you can ask is that, am I learning the skills in a way I will eventually be using it? If not, what mental processes are missing from my practice that exist in real environment? How can I practice transferring the knowledge I learned from books, class, video to real life? So if we ask those questions, that we can enhance our learning. Now, these are the three principles that we have covered in today's session. There are six more. And now it's time for the evaluation section. As they say, evaluation is the breakfast of champion. Now to hand over that stage, I'm inviting Toastmaster Aaron. Over to Toastmaster Aaron.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ved, for a lovely theme of the meeting today. Now we'll go on to our tag team assessment of the whole meeting. First, we will begin with Toastmaster Jagat for the timer report. Over to you, Toastmaster Jagat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. I'm also visible.
Yes.
Thank you for the confirmation and timing. I am starting with the prepared speech section, and we all know that time is money, and if we respect time, time will respect us. So I am starting with the speaker one, Ifat, Toastmaster Ifat. I noted our time is around 21 minutes, and kudos to you. Your session was quite interesting, and you engaged all the audience in your speech, and I would say the session, it was quite good. Sorry. And speaker two, Toastmaster Parag, took it was an icebreaker speech, so he took 6 minutes 20 seconds. That was quite commendable because he used most of the time, almost 6 minutes, and also the grace period 20 seconds. So kudos to you, and we will listen more speeches from you in upcoming workshops, meetings, and in table topic. Toastmaster Shaunak, you took 2 minutes 6 seconds. My timing was around 2 minutes 30 seconds. Somewhere maybe I crossed, or I don't know, because I didn't start the time. So, and Toastmaster Ved, you took 2 minutes 24 seconds. So you consumed also the grace period quite good, 24 seconds, and TM Harsh 1 minute 30 seconds. TM Aryan 1 minute 36 seconds. So all are qualified. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Aryan.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jagat. So I'll be wearing a few different hats today for your evaluation. One hat is GE, one hat is counter, one is grammarian, and one is evaluator for TM Parag. So first, I'll begin with Toastmaster Shaunak for the first speech evaluation, and then I'll go to my own hats. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aryan. So a big round of applause first for Toastmaster Ifat, to Toastmaster Ifat for her brilliant speech and the topic she came up with. It was totally new for me. And kudos to you for your patience that, everyone was trying to ask you different questions while you were giving your own presentation. And I think that's the most, for any speaker, that would be the most irritating part, where he or she is not being let speak and share her thoughts or his thoughts. And anyways, Toastmaster Aaron has already given the heads up. This is how the structure of this level is. But you maintain that composure. You were brilliant throughout the meeting. You try to take as many questions. You try to explain the logic behind your speech and the topic that you have chosen. So kudos to you for that. Coming on to some of the areas of the improvement, there were certain pauses or repeated words or the use of filler words, which you can improve. Since I can understand this was a speech for like 12 to 13 minutes, and such type of scenarios are pretty much evident, but you can take care of that. Another aspect of it, the topic was beautiful, but you can come up with more facts that, apart from this therapy, there are other therapies also available, and this is the benefit of using this therapy. You can also come up with the fact that these percentage of people are using this therapy, and these are the major benefits of it, which you covered. But coming with that structure would have helped people to understand, since there are various other techniques also available in the market, how this therapy stands out among those, or what are the benefits of using cup therapy over others therapies such as the needle therapy and so on. So this is a bit of a suggestion from my side. Otherwise, you were brilliant. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Aryan.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shanak. So first, I'll begin my R counter report. This is not a very official report. I'll give you a basic idea. So overall, not many R's that I noticed. A few R's by Toastmaster Ifat, completely understandable. It was an uncomfortable situation. I have done the same thing as well, Toastmaster Ifat. No need to worry. A few R's by Toastmaster Ved as well. 4 or 5 I counted, and the rest are comparatively good. Toastmaster Parag, by the way, great speech for an icebreaker. No ums, no ahs. I didn't get any fillers. Next, we have the grammarian report. No usages of the festivity, word of the day today, and no points for me right now of great usages or whatever. And now I'm going to go to my speech evaluation for Toastmaster Parag. Timer, you can begin. So Toastmaster Parag, lovely speech that you gave today, especially for a first timer. Like absolutely great. I was much more just tight when I gave my speech. And so many people here, they tend to be very, they don't know how to sit in front of an audience and be comfortable, which you were very comfortable with, which is great. You also told me you haven't prepped a lot, which is a very good thing because you were able to, speak on the spot and, put your story together, and you had a basic flow of what you're going to talk about. A few feedback that I would give you that you can incorporate from now onwards. One would be that you can stand up in front of your audience, right? That gives you more space to play around. I'm not standing up right now, but usually when you're giving a speech, you have the opportunity to show emotion and move around in the audience's mind. Because if you're taking 5 to 7 minutes, you can't be going in a monotonous way, and you can't be going on about the same topic or in the same emotion. You need variety of emotion, right? So for example, if I am giving my speech, I'll go, so then this happened. And as much as you can play around in this frame, and as much as you can play around with your emotions and your story, the better it becomes. Okay. One more thing, as your icebreaker, it was comparatively about you, which is a great thing. I would encourage you to use more stories and in your future speeches to have a fundamental message that you're carrying with. So if you look at any great speech, I'll send you some if you want. Basically, they are all about a fundamental message. They're trying to say, for example, that you should speak up if you feel something that is not going right, or you should believe in yourself. It is something fundamental, very sort of philosophical, but the stories that they have in the speech are carrying that message forward. And only in the end do that hammer that message to deliver it, to the audience. It is a very euphoric phase towards the end where everything makes sense and they, piece together the whole. This is what I have been talking about this whole time. But great speech. I'm waiting for your next speech as well. Keep practicing and we'll connect after this. Okay. Now going to my GE hat. I thought I would do a different kind of GE evaluation today, which is why I took the GE role. I went to a meeting recently and they were having the GE was a comparatively experienced speaker. I'm not saying I'm an experienced speaker, but I want to be GE. and he was basically evaluating all the speakers in the whole meeting. So his evaluation of the meeting was evaluation of each individual speaker. So I'll do a little bit of that. Okay, I'll begin with you, Toastmaster Ifat. So Ifat, you chose a nice topic. You took a nice challenge. It was a great project, by the way. It's very fun, I believe. A few pieces of feedback for you I'll give first is usually in a speech you want to choose a topic that everybody can resonate with. Okay, I should not usually you this could be your individual choice. This works as well, but usually the topic that you want to choose is something that resonates with everybody. If you look at world championship speeches, I see something, or any of those philosophies can resonate with literally anybody, from a 5-year-old child to a 55-year-old adult. And if you took taking niche a very niche topic, that shrinks down the level of audience that you can resonate with. That might be still a choice that you're making. It completely makes sense if it's something that you're interested in. But I would advise you to try a different topic that could resonate with everybody as well. Or your cupping therapy could be a part of your speech. If it is about learning, that cupping therapy or your story of how you learn cupping therapy could be how you're delivering your message. Or another interesting pattern you can try is, it is about learning, but you're delivering your story of how you learned about cupping therapy or your journey of cupping therapy. Those would be a few recommendations. Specifically about how you dealt with the audience today, we were heckling you. It was a great fun project, but I would encourage you to heckle us back, because then I can see that you're comfortable enough with the audience that you can go out and say stupid stuff without feeling self-conscious about it. If I'm saying, can I make myself look like Pikachu and get myself red cheeks, you can say, no need to do that, you're already very handsome. If you can just heckle me back, then that is an even more level of comfort that you have with the audience. It's a great project for you to become comfortable with the audience. It's okay to, say something completely stupid in complete confidence. I've done that before. People don't notice. Trust me. Over to you, Toastmaster. Who else has spoken today? Toastmaster Ved, I had a few recommendations for you. I'm just giving these recommendations in case anybody needs them. Toastmaster Ved, you chose a great topic. It was very interesting, and I would recommend for you to begin by first hammering on how the topic is important for the whole audience. So have you ever tried to learn something and had incredible problems, or have you considered how you could learn something in 5 times at 5 times the speed? Right, those are some recommendations that I have for you all. Otherwise, incredible meeting and completely timely. We began at 10:30 and we're finishing at 12 o'clock. So I'll give the stage back now to our PO, Toastmaster Shanak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aryan, for such a wonderful evaluation of the meeting and for the speakers. I would like to call upon to be Toastmaster Ifat to come and share her experience from today's meeting before we end this call.
Yeah, it's been an amazing experience for me, and I would say that I have not one but 2 speech evaluators in the form of Toastmaster Shaunak and Aryan. Thank you so much for this. And I would like to use both of your recommendations in my next projects. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the meeting over here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So before we end the call, anyone has any feedback? If not, let's end this call. Guys, do have a wonderful weekend. I know must be tiring for you after Holi. Someone must still be feeling sleepy. But thank you so much for joining this call today. Have a wonderful weekend. See you.
See
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
You
Have
can
a
sign
nice
off.
weekend.
Take care. Bye-bye.